Okay, today in our regular math work, we are still working with using place value to subtract. So we really need to think about where our numbers are and how we can regroup if needed. And we definitely need to make sure that we are using our subtraction rules. So we're going to work number 12 and 13 together just to kind of give you a jump start. Number 12 says, how many more tickets did Sonia sell than Matt? Uh-oh, I missed a very vital piece of information because I forgot to read the instructions. So I'm going to go back. Here are my instructions. Use the table for 12 and 13. So I'm going to use this table right here for problems 12 and 13. How many more tickets did Sonia sell than Matt? Hey, look, there are my clue words again. This means I'm going to be subtracting. How many more means we're going to subtract. And then I need to locate Sonia and Matt. Sonia sold 331 tickets. Matt sold 178. Okay, I don't have enough space to actually work right here or to see my numbers correctly for me. So I'm going to move over to this blank space that I have, and I'm going to rewrite my problem. 331, 178, and I am subtracting. Don't forget to line up your place values. Make sure that they are underneath each other. All your ones are in the same column, tens are in the same column, hundreds are in the same column. Okay, so my rule is more on the floor, go next door and borrow 10 more. 8 is larger than 1, so I definitely am going to have to borrow. So I know that I'm going to borrow 10, which makes my 3 a 2. And I'm going to add that 10 to my 1. What's 10 plus 1? 11. Okay. Now I can subtract because 11 is larger than 8. So I can either subtract 8 or I can count up. So I'm going to count up. I start with 8. I put 8 in my brain. I have 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 minus 8 equals 3. Okay, now I can go to my tens place and do the same thing. 2 minus 7. Can I do that? No, it follows that same rule. More on the floor, go next door, borrow 10 more. So, if I borrow 10, my 3 becomes a 2. And then I add that 10 over here, my 2 becomes 12. Can I do 12 minus 7? Yes, because 12 is larger than 7. So I'm going to count up. I put 7 in my head. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. Can I do 2 minus 1? Yes, because my number on top is larger than the number on the floor. So I can just go ahead and subtract. 2 minus 1 is 1. So let's go back to our question. How many more tickets did Sonia sell than Matt? Sonia sold 153 more tickets. She sold quite a few more tickets than Matt did. Okay. I need to know how you're feeling about borrowing. Do you remember when to borrow? Do you get lost in the process? So today, when you turn in your work, I'm going to have you make a video, and I want you to tell me how you're feeling about subtraction. I know you can subtract. I need to know how you're doing with borrowing. Okay? I need honesty. It's just me and you. Tell me how you're feeling about borrowing. But for right now, we're going to continue on. Number 13. Ooh, a HOTS question. Do you know what HOT stands for? It stands for higher order thinking. This is one that makes you think a little bit more, and it says it is a multi-step, which means we're not just doing regular subtraction. We'll probably get to add and subtract. So here we go. Let's see what this question says. Alicia sold 59 fewer tickets than Jenna, and Matt sold together. Let me read that again so that it sounds right. Alicia sold 59 fewer tickets than Jenna and Matt sold together. How many tickets did Alicia sell? Ooh. Okay, do we see Alicia on our chart? I do not. I do see Jenna and Matt, and I see their numbers. So according to this, Alicia sold 59 fewer than Jenna and Matt sold together. So what's the first thing I need to do? Well, first, I have to figure out how many Jenna and Matt sold together, because I know I have those numbers. So let's do some addition. Jenna sold 282 tickets. Matt sold 178 tickets. I need to add those together to see how many they sold together. So help me out. What's 2 plus 8? That's right, it's 10. I put down my 0. I carry my 1 because I have too many, so I need to move over some. What is 8 plus 7? That's right, it's 15. Plus 1 more is 16. I'm going to put down my 6 and carry my 1. What's 2 plus 1? 3. Plus 1 more is 4. So together, Jenna and Matt sold 460 tickets. Here comes the second step. That's why it's a multi-step. There's 2 steps. It says Alicia sold 59 fewer tickets. This word fewer means less. So what are we going to have to do? That's right, we have to subtract. So I'm going to take my answer down here, and then I'm going to subtract 59 from it. This is where you have to make sure you line up your place values so that you make sure you get the numbers in the right place so your subtraction is correct. If you have 0 on top and 9 on the floor, what do you need to do? More on the floor, go next door and borrow 10 more. So my 6 becomes a 5, and I'm adding 10 to 0. So what's 0 plus 10? 10. Now can I subtract? Yes, because I have 10 on top and 9 on the bottom, and 10 is bigger than 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Oh, here's another one of our subtraction rules. If the number is the same, 0's the game. 5 minus 5 is 0. And then I need to pull down my 4. So Alicia sold 401 tickets. Okay. All right. How are we feeling about this one? I hope it makes sense. Let's keep going. Ooh, this is a question. It says sense or nonsense. Oh, and we're done using our chart up here. We've already used that. It was just for those 2 questions. Sense or nonsense? Nina says to check subtraction, add the difference to the number you started with. Does this statement make sense? We talked about this yesterday. Let's say that we're going to do a quick subtraction problem. Let's say we have 10 minus 5. Well, my answer is 5. So it says, Nina says to check subtraction, add the difference, that's this, to the number you started with. What number did we start with? Well, we started with 10. That's my start number. So does her statement make sense? I'm going to let you figure that one out. How about number 15? Use math language. Do you have to regroup to find 523 minus 133? 41. Do you think you'll have to regroup? Let's write it out a different way so that we can make it an easier thing to tell. So I have 523 minus 141. Think about your subtraction rules. Do you think you'll have to regroup in this one? Do you have any numbers on the bottom that are larger than their counterpart up top? Make sure you're looking at the same place values. What do you think? Do you think you'll have to regroup? That nice little rhyme, more on the floor, go next door and borrow 10 more. That is regrouping. I'm going to let you think that one through. This one's asking for an explanation, which means you're going to use your words. Tell me what you think, and then solve it. All right? Okay. Finish this page and then head on to the next one.